click on McClendar.com, and of course the House of Biceps. Alright guys, I'm here at the House of Biceps answering your questions. I had several questions come in after my last video about improving the axle on Strongman. People asking about doing axle pulls. Can they make axle pulls transfer over into their axle clean for Strongman? Honestly, I think the truth is everything can work and everything can fail. It really all depends on you. And if you can do an exercise to make it carry over, then it works. If you can't do an exercise and make it carry over, then it doesn't work. And I've seen some people do some really dumb stuff that they have somehow made work for them. So the axle, as far as it comes with doing pulls, we're not looking to do full clean, we're looking to do a pull to help the continental clean or to help the full clean on the axle. So the way you set up, and most strongmen don't have a problem with this, most people will set up and do the axle in a barbell row kind of position, shoulder over the bar, and that's how you sort of end up with the axle. You end up using the back to kind of flip it like this and the biceps to pull. What I want you to look at this as, I want you to break it down into a couple of different segments. When you start, I want your shoulders a little bit over the bar. So your feet are back behind the bar so you can get your shoulders over. When you're setting up, you don't want to grab here. You want to turn your knuckles not just down, but under. So your wrists are a little bit cocked. If you are here and you go to pull, it's pulling already against your hands. I've got really large hands, but I still want to tuck my hands under, so it's going to be like doing farmers. Now when I start, I'm not super flexible, but when I start, I want my back tight. I want my head up. If my back is round, obviously I can start here, but I'm going to use my back, and I'm going to be doing this motion here to bring it up. Now, a lot of people are successful doing this to bring it up. A lot of people also tear their biceps doing this. When they start using that back to come up, they're using their rotator cuff, which you may or may not want to use. It's up to you. And they're using that bicep to start making that pull motion. What I want you to think about is to lock your back into place. Now remember, we're not doing cleans, we're doing pulls here. We want these pulls to transfer over. So I want you to lock your back into place, get it locked. Doesn't have to be a super arch, but picture you're Superman and you want that big S emblem to be sticking out in your chest. So when you're at the top, knuckles turned down, Superman sticking out. Now this is all legs to come up. Once you're here, I want you to jump with the quads, not the back. That's all it is. Oh, I'm tired. And it's really freaking hot in here. So how high do you need the bar to travel up on your body? Well, you need it to travel up high enough to where you would catch it for the continental. Years ago, and by years I mean a few weeks at this point, as somebody would like to say, never happened. It used to be the belt. You brought the axle up and set it on your belt and then cleaned. Some people nowadays say it never happened. I say it happened a few weeks ago at a major contest. We saw it on TV, but it's neither here nor there. You have to be able to do the clean pull and have the bar at a height to where you're going to have to continental it. If you're not going to continental it, then you're going to be bringing it up to the racked position. If you're going to go ahead and bring it to the racked position, then you might as well just do a full clean. And if you're doing a full clean, well, you might as well drop into it and catch that sucker. But that's not what we're doing. So how far do you bring the axle up on your body? I'm going to answer this question at some point. To be honest, it's all determined by how much weight is on the bar. Ideally, you want to be able to bring that bar up to wherever you're going to be continental cleaning the axle. But there's no rule on that. You don't have to do that. But there's no rule on that. You don't have to bring it up that high. I would rather see somebody bring it up not quite that high, but do the lift correctly, than I would to see them bring it up to their chin like an upright row. Look, the main thing that I don't want to see with my clients is I don't want to see them using 150% of their 1 rep max. There's absolutely no point in that. Great, so you can do a pull, an ugly deadlift with the biceps with 150%. That's like saying, hey, wow, I can bottom position squat 700, but I struggle with a full squat with 500. What's the point of a bottom position squat with 700 if it doesn't transfer over into your actual squat? Technique is almost always going to determine the amount of weight that you have on the bar. The one thing that I never ever want to see is use of the biceps. I never want to see the shoulders going from being in front to being pulled back and with the biceps. Once we start seeing that, we're putting a lot of stress and a lot of injuries onto that bicep. But as a strongman, that's not what you want to do. The majority of axle pulls can be done with 90% of your best axle clean and press, your best axle clean and jerk. I would much rather see you do multiple sets of 3 to 5 properly with 80 to 90% of your best axle clean and jerk than I would see you doing 110% and getting absolutely nothing out of it and doing it incorrectly. So to wrap it up, take your normal grip, knuckles down, shoulders over the bar, Superman that chest, back locked, back still locked, and then legs to jump, wrist pulled in, no biceps, I'm pulling with my pinkies. My thumbs are off of the bar. If I start pulling with my thumbs, I'm going to pull with my biceps. That's about how high you want it. In fact, you don't want to pull it with your arms at all. That movement that you see from here to here is the bar traveling freely by itself because I use my legs to pull it up. If my arms aren't locked, if my back isn't locked, then that leg drive isn't going to do a doggone thing. So, axle pulls to improve your strongman axle absolutely can work if you do it correctly. See you next time, guys.